I hate this, I hate this. I, for some reason, just like really wanted to keep listening to that song, so I started recording while the song, I have no explanation for any of that, I'm sorry. Also, my shirt is inside out, so there's this weird frilly thing. I'm gonna ask your guys' advice on this shirt. I bought this a while ago because I like the color of the shirt, but I have to wear something over it because the sleeves are stupid. They have like these weird frilly pieces of shit, like I don't know who designed this, but there's also frilly things for the front of the shirt, but I just don't like them. Like this just looks so dumb. So I try to like tuck them in so I have to wear the shirt inside out, but I just really felt like wearing this color today. So we're going with the inside out shirt. I have my Diet Coke, I'm ready to go. I haven't filmed a video in so fucking long. Can I just say that? It's been so long. I also need a coaster. I don't like to just set this on the floor, so I need a coaster so I can set her carefully. I think there's a bug. I don't think I filmed a video in like 2 weeks, probably, like maybe not 2 weeks, but I'm back with more of your guys' paranormal stories. It's been a while since I've said that, and it's been a while since I've made one of these videos. I have a couple stories picked out and they sounded really interesting and I'm really excited to read them. I've had so many of you commenting and you're worried that my content is going to change or I'm just gonna stop uploading, and I promise that's not the case. I just need to figure my shit out. It's like really all it is. It has nothing to do with YouTube and it has nothing to do with the videos that I make. I enjoy my own content and I like this stuff. I like the scary stuff, but I just need to figure it out. I also think I need to make the content more exciting because I think I do get bored of just sitting here reading things sometimes. And I like what I'm reading and I'm really interested in what I'm reading, but it's just so repetitive. Like I just don't understand. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Excuse me. So we're gonna figure it out together, shall we? I look 12. I'm really hyper as well because I never talk to a camera anymore. I never do anything with my life. Help. I'm just gonna keep repeating myself over and over again that I don't do anything. Should we just get into the stories? Yes? No? Maybe so? I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm trying to think of any interesting stories that I can tell you guys before we get into this so I can ramble a little bit more. It's been 5 minutes, fuck. Because I just feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a while, but I haven't done anything. I don't do anything, so I literally have no stories for you. How pathetic is that? I think we're just gonna get into the video, yeah? I haven't read anything in a hot minute, so I feel like it's going to be a very bad English day for me. So we're gonna try to get through this without really wanting to die. This is from Dana, and it's titled, I had a demon attached to me, and I think it tried to possess me in my sleep. Okay, every time I speak, crows start going off. Squawking, they're squawking away. Oh, also I'm filming right here because I put a blanket over my window because it makes the lighting look a lot better when I stream. And I didn't feel like taking it down because it took me like 20 minutes to put it up because I'm awful at just doing things in general. And it was hard to get up there, it's really tall. I was standing on my desk and I had to like reach across the window. It was really hard. And so I'm in my living room right now, but I can't be too close to the window because there's too much light. So we're like way back, like near my laundry room. It's fine, it's okay. You're just gonna have to ignore it. I know you don't care, I know you don't, but I do, so I'm gonna tell you anyways. Also, this is my kitchen. Welcome to my apartment. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I'm like this. Dana's story. We're gonna read Dana's story. She said, bitch, I'm about to spill some paranormal tea. Sorry if this is really long, but my experiences happened over the span of a couple years, so I'll try to compact it down to the juicy details. Firstly, I want to say that I grew up in a religious household. I was always a bit skeptical of the paranormal, but after what happened to me, I will never doubt it again. I just keep wanting to do this and read the story because that's how lazy I am right now. Would you guys be mad if I filmed a whole video like that? The first time I noticed something was attached to me was when I was 13 years old. I was home alone and I was just chilling on the computer. I was obsessed with Habbo Hotel at the time. I love Habbo Hotel. Is it Habbo Hotel? I loved Habbo Hotel. I used to do like America's Next Top Model rooms and I would like hire people to come into my room and be judges. It was awesome. I love that game. It's pretty similar to Club Penguin or like an online game like that, but way more advanced and way more adultish. I probably shouldn't have been on it as a child. And you shouldn't have been either. After a while, I decided to head to my kitchen to get a drink. Then, as I turned around to walk back into my parents' room where the computer was, I saw a girl standing in the middle of the hallway. She had long midnight black hair that was stringy and looked damp, and she was as pale as the walls surrounding her. Her face was covered by her dark hair, but I could tell she was staring straight at me. I felt paralyzed, and it felt like ice shot through my veins. After that, all I remember was bolting outside and being riddled with anxiety. I didn't go back inside. I sat on my driveway until my dad came home. He didn't get home from work until 6 at night. I never saw her again, but I could always feel presence around me, which is why I decided to contact her, or what I thought was her, through a spirit box session. I downloaded an app that a lot of paranormal channels on YouTube recommended. It cost me around $30, and I was pretty curious to find out who she was and why she was attached to me. The first few sessions were okay. I got some responses that seemed normal. I was mainly just testing it out to see if it worked or if I had just wasted a chunk of my pay. The third time, I realized I had fucked up. I grew up in a Christian family, and we were always told to never actually talk to spirits because you're basically opening up a doorway for it to come through and cause havoc in your life, which is exactly what I did. The third time I used the spirit box, it started off well. I got a few yes and no answers, and despite my better judgment, I decided to ask who was here. Holy fucking shit balls. Oh, my heart just went to my butt. Oh my god. I literally just thought somebody was opening my front door. My heart is literally in my asshole right now. Can I just say that? I got a few yes and no answers, and despite my better judgment, I decided to ask who was here with me. I'll never forget the deep guttural voice that said, demon. At that moment, I felt all life leave my body as fear seeped in. I quickly closed the app without even saying goodbye, and I deleted it. I didn't care that I just wasted my money anymore. I just wanted it gone from my phone. From that point on, weird stuff started happening around my house. I would constantly hear footsteps vibrate from the wooden floors, and would constantly hear people talking when nobody was home. There were a few times that I thought my dad was calling out to me or talking to me, only to have him say he wasn't. That's not even the worst of it. It was the nightmares that followed that scarred me for life, and the constant waking up to bruises and scratches on my thighs. Fuck that. Some of the scratches were so deep that I'm permanently scarred from them. Also, my dad would often say that he could hear me from his room, growling and groaning loudly in my sleep. I'm good, bitch. I'm fine. I don't need this. I think I'm losing my voice, by the way. Always. Growling and groaning in your fucking sleep. The one nightmare that stuck with me the most was when I was napping during the day. I remember feeling so exhausted, so I just went straight to bed. As I drifted off to sleep, my nightmare took over. I knew I was unconscious, but everything around me was the same. I was in bed, laying exactly where I drifted off to sleep, but something felt off. Then I started to feel gross, like I was having a fever dream within my nightmare. I kept tossing and turning while groaning loudly, and eventually fell face down on the mattress of my bed. My knees tucked into my chest and my arms splayed out beside me. This is when the pulling sensation started. I felt like somebody was pulling me through the thick mattress towards my wooden floor, but it felt dangerous. Like if I sank too far that I would never wake up, and it terrified me. With all of my might, I finally pulled away from the sensation and I woke up, face down on my mattress. The exact same position that I was in my dream. That whole experience terrified me enough that I saged my whole house and prayed every night before bed. I have crosses on every wall of my room in sage ash. The nightmares never returned, and neither have the loud talking and footsteps. In fact, my whole house seems different. I guess I never really found out who or what that girl I first saw was. But deep in my soul, I know. She wasn't a girl at all, and obviously a very negative entity. I think whatever it was lured me into communication under the guise of a girl, and that entity has been with me for a long time. And that day I had the nightmares, it was trying to pull me in to take over. That's so fucking scary. I will never communicate with the other side ever again, and this is a warning for all of you. You may think you're safe, and you could have all of the experience in the world, but one gateway is enough to lure something sinister in, which is also enough to seriously mess up your life. I really hope you read this on your channel one day. Again, sorry it was so long. You're fine, you're fine. You guys never have to apologize for that. I hate it because the situations aren't necessarily the same, but they're pretty similar as like the T situation. I still don't know if T was who she said she was, or if she wasn't, or if she was at some point. I don't know. I have no idea. I think that's something that'll always bother me, is that like we never really got an answer for any of that. But it is really scary to trust somebody and think that they're this really innocent person, like we thought T was this teenage girl, only to find out that they're not, and they tricked you into believing that just to take over pretty much, or to fuck up your life. I don't know, but it's scary to think about. Also, a lot of people have been asking, and so I'm just gonna say this now. I know I said I wouldn't talk about it anymore, but I'm just gonna say this one thing. Nothing has happened. Literally nothing. Not a single thing that I could even try to pin on the paranormal. Literally nothing. 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 Ever since we got rid of the board, everything's gone back to normal. I don't feel like there's anything around me anymore, which is weird because I've always felt like there was somebody else here, but it just doesn't even feel like anything anymore. I don't know, I have nothing else for you. It's not exciting. It's over. And a lot of you were like, I don't think it's over. I think it's just the beginning. No, bitches. It's done. Sorry about it. Okay, and then this one's from Alicia, and I'm really excited to read this one. It says, Haunted Asylum Adventures, got possessed, ghost tried to eat us, satanic ritual performed by goat and duck. Not clickbait. And there's pictures in a video, so we're gonna get into this one. This is 3 experiences that I've had about one place, but they totally fucked me up. I solemnly swear that all of this is true. If you search the place online, the Denbigh Asylum, I'll put it on the screen because I don't know how to say it, you'll see people have all sorts of encounters. It was also on a show called Most Haunted, which is pretty lit, but discontinued now. I love when you guys throw in lit and stuff like that. It's beautiful. So October 2016, me and my friend went to this haunted asylum by where I live. It got closed down in 2002 because of how inhumane it was. My grandmother, who worked there, refuses to talk about her time that your grandma fucking worked there. Oh my god. Wait, make your grandma tell me stories, please. I love that shit. I'm so interested in all, oh my god, I need to know. And now I really want to look this place up. Whenever I hear anything about like inhumane, I know it sounds really bad, but I get really interested because I'm like, well, what happened there? what did they do? I feel bad for the people, but I want to know what happened, you know what I mean? So anyways, we went to this place, and I'd already been there so many times, but it was so big that I never explored it all. This time we went to the back towards where the chapel and the morgue were. Bear in mind, it's October, and I don't know about you, but in the UK it gets dark super early. It actually doesn't get dark here until probably 8 or 9, honestly. She goes, ugh, I've been rambling, sorry. So anyways, story of my life. We go into the chapel and it's totally pitch black, like you cannot see anything, and the air is so still. Outside it was windy as hell, but it was still and flat. It was so weird. My main goal was to take some pictures, so I just put the flash on and took some. I'll attach the photos below. I'm gonna put them right here. When I was taking them, my phone kept completely malfunctioning. Like the screen would go black and onto the Apple reset screen, and this happened every time I'd take a picture. I hadn't had the phone for even a year yet, so I don't know why this was happening. So anyways, I could only really get 2 pictures because it would straight reset and eventually it would go off completely. If you look here in the pictures, you can see orbs flying all around, which in itself was weird. But then I looked closer at one of them and saw some type of apparition, whether you pin it down to being a face or a body. I lightened the picture to see it better. Am I going crazy? I'm gonna have it on the screen. Like, can you see that? There's no denying that there's definitely something separating where the white on the window is. If you can debunk this, please let me know. Hang on, let me look at it really quick. I mean, I definitely see it. It looks like a head, and then it looks like some weird, like, I don't know if they're just really short arms or if that would be like the shoulders and they don't have arms. I can see it. Do you guys see it? Do you guys see it? But I think I just tell myself I can see everything because I'm a paranoid freak. Another thing to add, when we were there another time, a month before or so, we got this on video, and then she attached the video.
Oh, fuck that.
Now, when you're there, if somebody else is there, you can normally hear them because it's creaky and echoey and you can just tell. But we walked into the room of the main hall and heard this noise. Safe to say we ran straight out and did not go back. I'm usually skeptical, and it takes a lot for me to believe something paranormal is dead legit, but we could not put an explanation to it. The 2 people I was with are proper cool kids too, so they wouldn't want to believe that bullshit. But they said themselves it was weird as fuck, but yeah, I've attached the video. Another story from this place. I went with my ex on a different occasion, this time exploring what is supposed to be the most haunted part of the whole place. The nurse's headquarters. It just sounds haunted. Now, we were trying to find this room I'd been told about, which was apparently covered in pentagons, and it was what people around here call the Satan room. So we did, and my ex was a bit of a douche, so he was acting really disrespectful in it, but I wanted to leave it as it was freaking me out a bit. So we went back down the stairs to leave the building, but as we were, we heard footsteps behind us, so I ran down the stairs with him following, and we could still hear them above us. Again, nobody else was there, so we hid in a room, which had another room attached and a doorway at the end. We stayed in dead silence as we heard the footsteps slowly walk towards the end of the corridor above us and come down the stairs towards the room we were in. Fuck! They stopped dead before the door. We stayed in this room, just totally dead still in total silence for honest to God half an hour before my ex got really intrigued by the door. It was weird because logically, due to the shape of the building, the door shouldn't be able to lead anywhere, but I didn't think too much about that. He was so drawn to wanting to open the door, it totally fucked me up. He wouldn't leave it and would literally just stare at it. But yeah, after like 15 more minutes, we left. My mom has also been before. It was in 2013, so I can't remember if she said anything more, but I do remember her saying on her way home after she dropped her friends off, she kept feeling something hard poking her back in the car as if somebody was kicking the seat. She said that the son of her friend who she went with had smashed a window while she was there too. I personally think the 2 were related and they upset somebody who was resting, but I don't know, just something to add. Anyways, thanks for reading. This place is pretty crazy and definitely worth reading about online. It's said to be getting turned into flats, or oh my god, can you fucking imagine that place turning into an apartment building? How do you even think that that's a good idea? Also, I feel like they should just leave it up. Like, why tear it down? I mean, I guess if it's not doing anything, I don't know. I'm like huge on leaving that shit up. Like haunted places or like, I don't know, historical places, more historical places. I just don't understand why you would knock them down, I guess. Like, add some history to your fucking town. Who cares? Leave that shit up. People are interested in it. It'll bring people to your town as well. So like, I don't know, leave it alone. It's not hurting nobody. Kinda. Okay, I'm thinking we should read one more, maybe. Okay, this one's a little bit shorter, so I'll read this one. It's from Megan, and it says, creepy demonic voice throws things. Perfect. Let's dig in, boys. I keep saying let's dig in. I don't know why. To set the scene, I was 17 years old, and I lived with my then boyfriend, now husband, and his dad. My boyfriend and I shared a room upstairs, and his father had a room downstairs. By the way, the house was built in the early 1900s and had a reputation for creepy things happening there. One night we went to bed around 2 a.m., which meant my boyfriend's dad was sound asleep. The house was very quiet, with only one sound coming from a small, creepy, clown-looking fan at the top of the staircase. Why? Why do you gotta have a clown, little fan? Why do you gotta have it? Anyways, we were in bed talking and my boyfriend dozed off. I slowly started to fall asleep, only to be woken by an extremely deep man's voice coming from the ceiling in the hallway. Coming from the fucking ceiling. It sounded deeper than any man's voice I'd ever heard, and it was extremely loud in this quiet house. I couldn't make out what it said, but I shot out of bed and I asked my boyfriend if he heard the same thing. He said yes, and he thought it was a dream since he was sound asleep. He said he clearly heard the voice say, "Come here." We were both freaked out, but somehow managed to fall asleep. How? I woke up in the morning to my boyfriend kissing my forehead and telling me goodbye as he left for work. As he left the room, he very gently closed the door, which was a very flimsy hollow door. And the second the door closed, a small Christmas decorated box filled to the top with change, it was at least 2 pounds, flew off the dresser and the change went everywhere. The creepy part was that the lid of the box was on the dresser completely still, which means that somebody or something took the lid off and then flung the box across the room. Ever since then, we've slept downstairs on the pull-out couch. We've never heard the voice again, but we hear walking around upstairs every night around 2 a.m. It's like he wanted us out of his upstairs. Fuck this shit. And that's where we ended. I almost just killed myself with my phone. I almost forgot how crazy your guys' lives were. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any other stories that you want to send me, please send them to me. I will have the email written down below. I have a lot of you guys sending me stories on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. It's just way too hard to try to filter out the messages. So if you guys want to like resend them to my email, I'm not gonna read them from other social media platforms. I know I've said in the past that I will, but I never think to do it. And I have so many emails and I have so many DMs, and not all of my DMs are the scary messages. And so I literally have to go through every single one if I want to find them. So just send them to my email. It makes it a lot easier. I know it's October. I know it's spooky season. I can't force myself to upload as much as I was. I'm gonna try to get as many spooky videos as I can up this month because I know this is like our favorite month. All of us here, we love October. We love spooky season. So I'm gonna try my hardest, I promise. But I love you guys and I will see you in the next one. Bye. I just don't understand how I lose my voice so often. I just feel like I don't do anything to deserve this, you know what I mean? I also feel like a grandmother mixed with like a 2-year-old right now. I'm not really sure what my fit is right now, but that's okay as well.